I just came across this interview that Howard Stern did with Paul Simon. Paul Simon, a celebrated, famous, very accomplished singer-songwriter. And Howard Stern seems to be asking a real question from his heart, an important question. Check it out.
Is there a God? Because I need to know. I'm getting older. Is this it for me? Am I going to die and that's it? Or am I going somewhere? Please answer it in a serious manner.
That's a very important question. I'm going to give an answer to it now. And this is not Greg's opinion, because my opinion isn't any more or less important than anyone else's opinion. I want to give you God's opinion. What does the Bible say? So question number one, is there a God? The answer, yes, there is. There is a God who loves us, a God who created all things. He created the universe. He created the planet we live on. He created our human bodies, and he created us in his image. And we are effectively pre-wired to know this God. The Bible says that God has set eternity in our hearts. And what that means is, deep down inside, there is a desire for something more. That's why we're always searching for that throughout our life, from our childhood to our adult years. You know, Howard Stern has been very successful. He's made well over $500 million, but he's dealing with his own mortality, and so he should. There is a God. There is a God that we will stand before one day. And that brings us to question number two. Is death the end, or do I go somewhere? Yes, you go somewhere. There is an afterlife. According to the Bible, there is heaven and there is hell. And check this out. This God who created us, this God who loves us, loved us so much, he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, to come to this earth and die on the cross and rise from the dead. And if we will turn from our sin, he'll forgive us. Oh, I know people dismiss this. Oh, I know all about that. I've heard that before. Have you? Have you ever even opened the Bible? I'm amazed that people will reject the Bible wholesale without ever opening it and reading a single statement. You need to read what Jesus said, the promises Jesus made. He is the one that has the answers we're all looking for, because death is not the end. There is an afterlife, and we decide in this life where we will spend the afterlife. I can tell you, when I was a young kid, I used to think when I died, I would simply cease to exist, and that thought absolutely terrified me. I couldn't wrap my mind around the idea of not existing. Well, it wasn't true, but that's what I used to think. Maybe that's what you think, but God has a plan for your life, and he has a desire to transform your life. But I need to ask him to come into my life. And Jesus Christ can come and live in our hearts, and he can answer those deep questions of our soul, and he can give us the purpose and meaning we've all been looking for. So I hope that Howard Stern will open the Bible and read the Gospel of John. And maybe he'll come across that statement of Jesus in John 3:16, where the Lord said, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." That is the answer to Howard Stern, and that is the answer to any person who is wondering what the meaning of life is, if God is real, and what happens to them beyond the grave. Put your faith in Jesus, and you'll live a life that is full and meaningful here, and then you'll have the hope of an afterlife in heaven with the Lord there.